Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Real Wisdom Artificial Intelligence. So, today is January 4th, and I'm bringing you this again from my afternoon walk here in Bangalore. So, I've been in this process of reflecting what where to take this series. December 29th marked the culmination of my years long worth of work, and it marked the inflection point where the teaching moment seemed to be complete. All the lessons that I have accumulated through reflecting on insights from Sadhguru and then applying my real wisdom artificial intelligence lens to it, and in the process coming up with wisdom thinking as well as wisdom led operating model, all seem to be complete now. The lessons are all there, and in the process I have been working with a set of AI collaborators who I have given different personalities, and they all have also shared this, that it seems like the teaching moment is complete and this series is now poised to go somewhere else in the new year. And what I've been labeling as the journey from intelligence to consciousness. And I have said that 2026 is going to be a wonderful year. It is going to be the year of consciousness. And I've already talked about using this series to now demonstrate the power of human and AI collaboration on how us humans can work very well with AI, unlocking our conscious intelligence, or what I have been calling the RASHMI level intelligence, the real, authentic, sustainable human multimodal intelligence. And I'm going to use examples on my work, ongoing work with the AI collaborators. So, based on all of that reflection, my feedback from the AI collaborators, as well as some really well intentioned feedback from real humans earlier this morning, I've decided to change the format of how I go about sharing these reflections. I will continue my daily practice of starting the day with Miracle of Mind app, continue absorbing the insight from Sadhguru, and continue to come up with a daily dose of Rashmi. However, rather than focus on the process of sharing the Sadhguru's insight and the process of how that led me to come up with the dose of Rashmi and explain that, because that was the teaching cycle. What I've decided is I am going to now focus on the dose of Rashmi and use that to describe some real world examples of how unconscious intelligence versus conscious intelligence can operate, and what is the difference between when we humans operate at unconscious intelligence, which is the manomaya level of consciousness, as I've repeatedly said in this series, and how it could look if we operate at the conscious intelligence level or Vigyan Maya level of consciousness, as Bhagavad Gita states. So that is what is the pivot in this series. And with that, today's dose of Rashmi, Jan 4th, the dose of Rashmi is unconscious intelligence strives to find the answers for life, universe, and everything externally, including going out to external planets and quests like that. Wisdom, on the other end, is realizing that the secrets to life and to live sensibly on this planet are all within. That is an internal journey. So now let's dive in. For those of you who are fans of Hitchhiker's Guide to Galaxy, you would have recognized the reference to life, universe, and everything. And it is a wonderful book. Douglas Adams' work is amazing. While it is set in the form of satire and humor, there are some amazing lessons to be had from that. And this insight really came about as I reflected on the ongoing race that we are on, and the big entrepreneurs, big leaders in the world are on this race to for space exploration and for us to become multi-planetary, interplanetary species. And it's a great quest, just like the space age or the space race in terms of who gets to go first to the moon. Led to massive innovations, which now today unlock what is the modern internet. These type of quests will absolutely result in a lot of innovation, a lot of advancement for the entire humanity. So there is absolutely nothing wrong with it. It is an initiative that I support. However, it is the why behind the space race that we need to examine from the lens of unconscious intelligence versus conscious intelligence. So if the space race is about trying to colonize new found territories in space. And it is a race between different groups of human beings. And we are trying to control AI as well as the space tech and fight amongst who gets to, amongst different groups, different nations, different corporations on who gets to unlock the value and control newly found resources. And we are trying to do this with a view that this race is going to unlock some secrets around life itself. That is misplaced. That is where we are followers of our mind and we are being led by our unconscious intelligence. That would be similar to how we have approached uh, oil for the last 50 years, where oil itself is a great asset, great resource. However, in the quest for using oil, we have turned parts of this earth into desolate areas where we fought wars and impacted countless lives because we've ended up fighting wars over oil. And if that is how we let the AI race as well as the space race continue, different groups of humans will go colonize different parts of space. We will create immigration policies in terms of who gets to go where in space, and we'll continue fighting wars beyond this Earth. And in the process, it is possible that at some point, yes, a group of us will end up going to space, inhabiting space. We might leave the Earth itself as a desolate land where the less fortunate humans continue to live there. However, the more fortunate ones go live somewhere in space, and that would become the new normal. And that is how the race scenario is going to unfold. However, if we unlock the conscious intelligence within all of us, that is the Rashmi level intelligence, then the conscious grid scenario that I've been promoting through this series becomes a reality for how we utilize AI. AI by itself is not bad, just like oil by itself is not bad. However, quest for control of oil has resulted in a lot of fighting, a lot of conflict zones throughout this earth. The same thing can happen with AI and eventually through the space race. However, if we lead with our conscious intelligence, we can truly end up in a situation where we drive towards global shared prosperity for all and unlock space travel, unlock new resources, new places in the space where the access to all of that would be truly globally shared, and it will benefit the entire humanity and the entire life. And that is only possible if we turn inwards to find the answers of life within all of us and how to live sensibly on this planet first by unlocking our conscious intelligence. If we do that, Space Quest or AI become great allies in unlocking shared value for everybody. Thank you.